All right, first game we're going to talk about, of course, we got to talk about the Browns. Actually, we could actually say we got something to talk about now over the last 3 weeks. They've actually won 3 games in a row, which I didn't think was ever going to be possible, especially this season. Even more amazing to me is the fact that I've never seen a team win 3 games in a row and get absolutely nothing out of the quarterback position.
Yeah, you look at even the Buffalo game, DA did absolutely nothing in that game. Every win this season has come with a quarterback throwing with like 80, 90, 100 yards. But I guess the ground game's making up for it. I mean, the ground game actually... I watched the first quarter... Yeah, the special teams. I watched the first quarter of the Browns-Raiders game, and the Browns just... They got the quick turnover. They ran into the end zone. They asserted themselves. It was interesting to watch.
The only reason I picked the Browns to win is because they're going up against Charlie Fry.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, he's an Akron alum, but
he threw 5 picks.
He only threw 3. He threw 3 picks, but he did throw for 330 something yards.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, the only time I ever seen a team do that, have so much poor quarterback play still win, was the Ravens that year. They won it all.
Oh, right.
But
yeah.
their defense carried them. But,
right.
You would think the Browns might have a good
too.
defense, but they don't. But the thing is, then again, you got to look at who they played too the last 3-4 weeks. So they really haven't played anybody spectacular. The other question is the way the season is finishing, though. The finishing on a hot note. Does that keep McGinnis? Does that keep McGinnis' job?
If Holmgren wasn't just hired, that would be for sure. But now that he's hired and there's all these rumors that he doesn't like Mangini, I mean, it's hard to say. But it's possible he could stay.
Very slim, but still possible, because you don't want to just be a coach go round. But I mean, the dude, he's a douchebag. I mean, it's like, I don't think his own mom would keep him as coach of the Browns. So I don't know if Holmgren, who has a different philosophy, would bring him in. But I mean, who else is out there, honestly? I mean, what known commodity is out there looking for a job that will come to Cleveland?
All right, next game we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Steelers now. They beat the Ravens 23-20. The Ravens, I watched this game. The Ravens seemed to dominate most of this game, but penalties and turnovers seemed to kill them. They had like almost 150 yards in penalties, and then Derek Mason had that key drop late in the fourth quarter. I don't know if anybody saw that.
No.
It was great. Braylon Edwards like the way he dropped that one, but the one thing the Ravens did, this is the second week in a row that the Steelers allowed a 100-yard rusher, which they almost went 2 or 3 years without giving up 100 yards.
Yeah.
So the defense stood a big question mark. But this team keeps finding ways to win. I think mainly because of that playoff experience from the past few years. I don't know. Did anybody else see this game? With anything stand out in this game for you guys?
No, I didn't see this game, but I just knew that Baltimore and Pittsburgh is a rivalry game. They're always going to play each other tough. I mean, Roethlisberger admits that he hates playing them, but I mean, it is what it is. I picked Baltimore to win by 3, but I knew it was going to be a close game, but it ended up being the Steelers that won. So.
Yeah, I picked the Steelers by 3. This is one I hit on the head, so I was happy with the outcome.
Yep, I think I picked the Bird to win, even though I only wanted the Ravens to win so that the Steelers could be eliminated, so I could rub it into all the Steelers fans out there. I'll have to wait for this week to get that joy.
So you're taking Sean's place as a Steeler hater around here?
Oh, the Steelers had to start the hating first. When the Cardinals went to San Francisco, the Steelers fans were out in San Francisco, hating on the Cardinals.
Okay.
So, they made it personal.
All right, next key game, Houston 27, Miami 20. We talked about this earlier. Texas actually won a big game. Came up, even though they had a big lead, almost blew it. They were up 20-3. They still almost blew it, but I think they were Ricky Williams went down with an injury. I think that was part of the reason why they were able to pull it out. But can the Texans sack up and get another win next week? And of course, they're going to need some help.
Well, yeah.
But is this team going to do the same thing they normally do? They get the next game at home. They actually win at Miami. So I almost expect them to lose. I don't care who they play this week. We haven't even looked at it, but we'll look at that later. But let's just say that if they play the Browns, I don't expect the Browns to win that because Houston's history.
Yeah, I'd expect it too because they just can't seem to really get over the hump. You know, they're always doing mediocre every year, so I don't really see it changing too much.
The one thing I would say that Matt Schaub has, I think he stepped up at quarterback.
Oh yeah,
I think he's moved himself into. I'm gonna say he's up there in the Mandings, but he's moved himself up into, you know, the top half of the quarterbacks in the league. I would say.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Houston is the epitome of the average team. They don't suck enough for them to blow it up, but they don't win enough to say, hey, we got something. We definitely got a winner here. We definitely got a contender here.
But there's still
That's hard. That's hard to watch.
Yeah, there's still those rumors about Kubiak and his job. So we'll you know, that'll be a story we'll keep watching. Next key game was Carolina over the Giants, 41-9. Panthers are all of a sudden now gotten hot. They've won 3 in a row. They beat up on the Vikings. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's maybe couple weeks ago.
Then they go into New York and pretty much just beat them down. I don't know. I got out of this game. The Giants playoff hopes on the line, and how do you come out?
Especially they beat whatchamacallit the week before. You kind of thought that, oh well, they're about to do something. They beat Dallas, and they
they beat Washington.
Oh, Washington. Okay, yeah.
They lost to Dallas like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But you know what? The Panthers, though, I'd give them credit. You know, even though this hasn't been their best, this has been a bad season for them. But like the few wins that they have had have all been like pretty big wins.
Yeah.
You know, so especially the game I think they played the Cardinals too. That was ugly. But
all right. Well,
The Giants are done. It's like
they're done for real now.
I mean, they have no. They don't scare me at all.
Well, the question is, does Crawford lose his job, or does he still live off the Super Bowl? Because he won that Super Bowl a couple of years ago. You think they're going to give him a pass for another couple of years, or?
I think they won the Super Bowl despite him. I don't think he was the impetus behind winning the Super Bowl. It's like that team got what it needed to do done, and the players drove that. I mean, Eli Manning started to develop into a bona fide. He's getting close to being a first tier quarterback.
I don't know.
I
thought that before when he had Plaxico, but ever since Plaxico's gone, his numbers have dropped. He doesn't seem like he can do that without that big time receiver.
I mean, they say he has the highest rating of his career this year.
yeah, that's where his
But
career.
I mean, but he's starting to come along, but he's not experiencing that big play success. Like that success isn't translating into W's for the Giants.
And then, like going back to that Super Bowl, is like the Giants at least had the privilege of having played the Patriots just like that last game of the regular season.
Yeah.
So I mean, they knew what to expect the second time around.
All right, and with teams playing only 4 games in the opposing conference,